which I thought was a little bit harsh. I've got to be honest. I just say it. I didn't see it as a rot. I thought we had a couple of tricky results, but I think we've got to remind ourselves, all of us, going to Carlisle away and going to Tranmere away for a club fresh in the league, they're not gimmies. It wasn't a case of stopping the rot. I just felt we didn't get our rewards on a few games. Those 2 games I mentioned, particularly Carlisle, I felt we should have got something out of that game. And then Newport away, I thought we'd have, if we'd have got the same result tonight that night as we did today, I thought it'd have been deserved. So look, if we're not creating chances, I'd be worried. But we've created loads of chances, and the key for me is clean sheets. That's what we got back to, and I was chuffed for the 2 boys at the back today.
Yeah, I figured you'd say that. I think you've always said that get the clean sheets and you back your side to score the goals. And that's ultimately what it was about, first and foremost. Sorting that matter out first. And
absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Look, you can't build a house with no foundations, and the foundations are clean sheets. Every successful team that I've been involved in, as a coach, as a player, have been ones that have been resilient at the back. And if you've got a group of players that can grind out results and keep clean sheets and keep teams down to minimum, doesn't matter what team it is, you'll create chances at the other end. So I'm delighted that the 2 boys at the back who had a tricky night the other night, at Newport with various bits and bobs, but they're a fresh partnership. I'm trying to make them a partnership, and I thought today they were faultless with what they did. I thought Omar took the lead role and was a real presence in there, and vocally he was leading, which I wanted him to do, and that allowed Deji to concentrate on his game, and the 2 of them were really good today.
You made a decision to put Cam Convery back in the team today, scored today, and I think I remember speaking to you, I can't remember the exact game, it might have been after you scored his first against Gillingham, and you said you were going to challenge him over the rest of the season to get more goals, get more contributions. I think by my counting that's something like 6 goals, 6 assists, maybe 7 assists in all comps. Happy with what he's doing then? Yeah,
look, Cam's going to be a great player. I think we should be really proud. I'm certainly proud of all the players I've taken on loan and the young players I've had at this football club. I think my record speaks for itself with young players. He's another one that's come in the door, he'll go out the door and he'll be a better player for it. And I will look forward to watching his career develop. I was always badgering him about end product. He needs more end product, more goals on his tally. He's done that, and he's took it on board. He's a fantastic young professional, fantastic lad, and I've really enjoyed working with him this season, and I'll enjoy working for the rest of the season. He's a great kid.
How do you, this is what we should say for the end of the season, but how do you go about getting your loan? I'm sure you're already talking about loanees, and some will have to go out the door at the end of this season. There'll be another lot who come in next season. How do you go about identifying the ones who fit what you want? Because you've been very good at getting the right characters through.
Yeah, you don't always get them right, and sometimes you have to get a bloody nose. I have to do that, but you just got to trust yourself and trust what you do, and you've got to trust the contacts you've got. Look, I say it, I don't like to use this term, but my little book of contacts, there's people in there that I'll ring and I'll trust what they tell me. And then you've got to do loads of work. I've already started for the summer. I can't tell you how hard I've been working the last couple of weeks, if not longer, and how hard I'll work through the summer, because it just doesn't stop for me. And look, you see all around this building the words relentless. That's what I am, and I want to make sure that this football club kicks on. So yeah, I've got a drive to make sure I keep finding the next ones. I have to, and with respect. With the budget I'm working with, it's a must. It's a must. We have to balance that. I must also add, we've got a couple of good little gems coming through the academy, as we called it. So yeah, we've got exciting times ahead.
Last one, Michael Cheek, 20th and 21st league goal of the season. Listen, he didn't win the London League Player of the Season, and I'm not asking you to react to that.
I will react to it.
You might have to get his own trophy.
No, I will react to that London Player of the Awards again. I thought it was a farce. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to put it out there. I thought it was. I've got to be honest. I'm going to upset a few people. We got invited along to the event. We was right in the corner.
Should I stop this right now?
No, I'm happy to do it. And then they showed clips of the players that were up for awards, but when it comes to Michael Cheek, they showed the winner before they even showed his clips. So I was really disappointed about that. And look, the guy, how could he not get the award? It fascinates me But look, I looked at the list of panel, the people on the panel. When I saw the list of the people on the panel, then I understand why he didn't get it.
You've worked with a lot of strikers through and players through your whole career. What is it about Cheeky though? What makes him so good?
I'll tell you what makes him good. He doesn't fear missing. He doesn't let missing upset him. He doesn't let anything in his game get him down. I can't think I've ever seen Michael Cheek react to a challenge or anything, because he just concentrates on what he's doing, and he knows if he gets a moment he's going to score. He doesn't rely on his pace, he doesn't rely on his touch, but he relies on his goal-scoring instinct to get in the right areas. And if you've got that, and I'm not saying Michael Cheek's Teddy Sheringham, but Teddy Sheringham had all those traits at the highest level. You know, I'm being honest there. And Michael Cheek reminds me of a lower level Teddy Sheringham. You know, he just goes into those areas. I'm sure there'd be a bit of banter when I put Cheeky's name along to Teddy, but it just reminded me of Teddy had this ability to just ghost, and he played at the highest level, and he'd be first to say he didn't rely on his pace and all of that, but he had a knack of scoring goals. And Michael Cheek's our lower level Teddy Sheringham in my eyes.
Cheers, Andy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, thank you.
Should upset a few people.